It's shaver battle time! This time between the newer Braun Series 5, the 5100 series with the turbo button, and the former Braun Series 5, the 5000 series. But here's how the video is going to go. First up, I'm going to give you a close-up look at each one of the shavers and show you any differences there. Then I'm going to get in front of a mirror and I'm going to shave half of my face with each one of the shavers, give you some details about them, and then at the end I will wrap it up with some of my thoughts and tell you which one I prefer and any other closing thoughts. So right now, let's get a close-up of those shavers. So here's a close-up of the two shavers here. This one over here is the 5000 series. This one over here is the 5100 series. You'll notice they look pretty much very similar. Let's look at the top. The shave heads look the same as well, and the bodies, as we turn them around, they do have pretty much the same shape, style, and design. The only difference is in the power buttons on them. The 5000 series just has one power button to turn it on. The 5100 series has the power button to turn it on, plus it has the new turbo mode, so it has a separate turbo button that you can see turns on a light there for your turbo power on your shaver. So as far as the body and the shave design, they are pretty much identical. Now that you've seen a close-up of the two shavers, you'll notice the only real difference is the addition of the turbo button on the newer Braun Series 5, the 5100 series. So that's where most of my shave comparison is going to focus, is on that. And here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to start out with the newer one. I'm going to use it in standard mode right there, and I'm going to start using that to shave my face in the standard mode. And much like I expected, the Braun Series 5 is a pretty smooth, comfortable shaver there. So that feels good. And now I'm going to turn on the turbo mode button, but before I did that, I wanted to explain a little bit of what that turbo button means. The turbo button increases the cutting actions per minute on the newer Braun Series 5, the 5100 series. It increases that up to 25,500 cutting actions per minute. That is an increase over the previous one that only handled 24,000 cutting actions per minute. But if you read into the documentation here on the 5100 series, what they've done is that's a 28.5% increase over standard mode. So I believe what happened is they lowered the cutting actions per minute on standard mode to be roughly 19,800 cutting actions per minute. And then the turbo mode takes you up to 25,500. So that's what you get. So you get standard mode is a little less cutting actions per minute than the old one. Turbo mode is slightly higher cutting actions per minute than the older one. So let's turn it on to turbo mode. It's now on turbo mode there, and we're going to try that and see how that shape feels. The point of the turbo mode is to give you the ability to shave a little bit faster if you're in a hurry. And so we're trying that. I have used this a couple of other times to shave, and this is what I would notice. I think in turbo mode, it does feel like it's cutting more hairs with every pass, but I almost felt like I had to go slightly slower on each pass in the turbo mode. But, you know, that's all it took to clean up that. And the Braun Series 5, I really feel like they get a very close shave here. So I'm going to set this down, and we're going to use the previous Braun Series 5, the 5000 series, to shave up this side of my face. I do think the Braun, because of both of them have the exact same head, but you'll notice the shaving surface does have quite a bit of flex on there. The rest of the head does not flex, but those cutting surfaces do flex, and it allows you to get pretty close, pretty comfortable shave around your cheekbone and around your lip, like that. and, you know, on your neck. So I think the Braun Series 5, even the old one, does a pretty good job with that as well. So now that I've finished shaving with both of these, I wanted to tell you a couple of the similarities. They're both waterproof, which means you can use them in the shower, out of the shower. They're both exactly the same to clean. You just pop off the top right here and run it under the sink if you want to, or run it, you know, under the shower if you're in the shower using it. But they're both waterproof that way. The next thing I wanted to say is how close did they get and how comfortable are they for the shave? So here was my take on this, and I was a little bit surprised. I didn't expect this to come out this way. I think I can clearly feel the difference between the front right hand side where I use the turbo mode versus the front or the right hand back side where I did not use the turbo mode. I feel like it's a little smoother up in the front where I had the turbo mode, so the extra cutting actions per minute evidently either cut more hairs or cut them a little bit closer up towards the front. I also noticed I went pretty quick up here and didn't spend a lot of time on it. Over on the other side of my face with the previous version of the Braun Series 5, you'll notice I spent more time on that. I had to put a little bit of that video in fast motion there to see that. But I think the portion that I use the turbo mode, it does appear to be just a little bit closer of a shave than the other spots where I did not use the turbo mode. And that was surprising to me. I didn't really expect that. But because of that reason, and the fact that otherwise the razors are almost identical, I think I would have to recommend the newer 5100 series from Braun, and I would probably say, you know, go with that turbo mode on the side there, and you'll just shave a little bit quicker and cut more of your hairs faster that way. But that would be my final conclusion on this one. I think Braun did a good idea and did a good thing by adding that turbo mode and increasing those cutting actions per minute to 25,500. So there you have it. Thanks for watching and have a great day.